In part 1, we uncovered the first 5 Stoic signs of an attractive aura: calmness in chaos, commanding attention without chasing it, carrying yourself with intention, making others feel seen, and speaking less but with weight. But those were only the beginning. Because the aura that truly sets you apart goes deeper. It's found in the standards you hold yourself to, the way you embrace solitude, the peace you bring instead of drama, the mystery you carry without effort, and the silent influence that makes people better simply by being near you. Part 1 showed you how presence begins. Part 2 reveals how presence transforms. Let's continue. Sign 6. You hold yourself to a higher standard. In a world where excuses are common and discipline is rare, you stand out without even trying. The Stoics taught that the highest form of attractiveness is self-mastery, the quiet, unwavering commitment to becoming someone you yourself can respect. You don't need anyone to police your actions. You don't need pressure to do what's right. Your standards are not shaped by the crowd, by trends, or by what is convenient in the moment. You have principles. You have boundaries. You have a personal code that guides you even when no one is watching. And whether people understand it or not, they feel it. You don't engage in unnecessary drama because you value your peace. You don't entertain shallow conflicts because you understand the cost of wasted energy. You don't bend your character just to fit in, or to appear more likable, or to avoid discomfort. Instead, you choose the harder path, the path of responsibility, discipline, restraint, and integrity. This alone separates you from the majority. The Stoics believe that character is not shown in the moments when life is easy, but in the moments when it is hard. And this is where your aura becomes magnetic. When others fall into temptation, you remain steady. When others are pulled around by impulse, you remain in control. When others compromise their values to impress or belong, you stay anchored in who you are. People may not always praise this openly, but they notice. They notice the way you choose growth over comfort. They notice the way you remain consistent, even when no one is keeping score. They notice the way you hold yourself to a higher standard, not because you want admiration, but because you expect more from yourself. This makes you trustworthy. It makes you respectable. It makes you someone others naturally look up to, even if they never say it aloud. Because deep down, people admire those who live with discipline. People admire those who do what is right, even when it costs them. People admire those whose actions match their words. Your commitment to your standards creates a silent confidence within you, a confidence that does not scream, does not boast, does not pretend. It simply exists, calm, grounded, powerful. And this kind of inner structure, this kind of moral foundation, makes your aura not just attractive, but unshakable. Sign 7. You don't fear solitude. In a world terrified of being alone, you walk comfortably in your own company, and that alone makes your aura powerful. The Stoic philosopher Zeno taught that a person is free when they need nothing. Most people run from solitude because being alone forces them to face themselves, their thoughts, their fears, their insecurities, their unfinished battles. But you are different. You don't run from the silence. You don't drown your mind in distractions. You don't chase company just to avoid being alone with your own reflection. You embrace solitude because you understand something most people don't. Solitude is not emptiness. It is clarity. It's in your quiet moments that you sharpen your mind. It's in your stillness that you hear your intuition clearly. It's in your solitude that you grow, that you think deeply, that you realign yourself with the person you want to become. And people feel this. They can sense that your identity is not dependent on approval, attention, or social presence. Your aura isn't built on external noise. It's built on internal strength. When someone is comfortable alone, they are dangerous in the best way, because they cannot be manipulated by loneliness. They cannot be controlled by scarcity. They cannot be broken by temporary abandonment. Your independence becomes magnetic. Your self-sufficiency becomes admirable. Your ability to enjoy your own company makes others want to be in your company, because when someone doesn't need others, they attract people naturally. You give off an energy of freedom, an aura that says, I choose you, not because I'm afraid to be alone, but because I prefer your presence over my solitude. This is rare. This is powerful. This is deeply attractive. People trust those who are not desperate. People respect those who stand strong on their own. People desire those whose lives are full, even before anyone enters them. Your solitude is not isolation. It is self-possession. It is the mark of someone who has built a home within themselves. And that inner home, stable, peaceful whole, becomes a place others long to enter. Because in a world of empty noise, your solitude creates a depth that is impossible to ignore. Sign 8. You bring peace, not drama. In a world where conflict is constant, where small problems become storms, and where many people create chaos just to feel something, your presence is different. You don't bring confusion. You don't bring noise. You don't bring unnecessary tension. You bring peace. And the Stoics believed that nothing is more attractive than a soul that refuses to be the source of suffering. You don't rush to assumptions. You don't ignite arguments. You don't treat every disagreement as a battlefield. You don't allow your emotions to spill out recklessly and affect everyone around you. Instead, you think, you breathe, you reflect, you respond with intention, not impulse. People feel lighter in your presence, less pressured, less judged, less overwhelmed. Your energy is not heavy. It doesn't drain people. It doesn't complicate simple things. It doesn't pull others into emotional storms. Instead, it grounds them. The Stoics taught that what you do not control, you must not carry. And you live by this quietly. You refuse to pick up unnecessary burdens. You refuse to participate in gossip, pettiness, and emotional games. Your peace is not passive. It is powerful. It is the peace of someone who has fought through enough chaos to know that peace is worth protecting. And this protection becomes your aura. People turn to you for clarity when their minds feel foggy. People look to you for direction when everything feels overwhelming. People come to you, not because you fix their problems for them, but because your presence reminds them of who they can be when they stop feeding their fears. Drama cannot survive around you. It loses oxygen. It loses momentum. It loses its grip. You don't react to every provocation. You don't respond to every insult. You don't internalize everyone's emotions. And because of that, your presence becomes a calm space in a chaotic world. This is magnetic. This is rare. This is deeply attractive. Because while others create storms, you become the still water that reflects truth. While others spark tension, you become the calm voice that resets the atmosphere. While others shift moods constantly, you become the steady ground people can stand on. Your peace is not silence. It is strength. Your calmness is not weakness. It is emotional mastery. And in a society driven by chaos, a peaceful soul will always shine the brightest. Sign 9. You carry mystery without trying. In a world obsessed with sharing everything, your restraint is an enigma. You don't reveal your entire story at once. You don't broadcast your thoughts, feelings, or plans to everyone. You protect the inner world that only you fully know. The Stoics valued privacy as a form of strength. They taught that not everything is meant for public consumption. Some things are sacred. Your mystery isn't manipulation, it's mastery. People are naturally curious about what you keep hidden. Your aura invites questions without demanding answers. You show enough to be real, but withhold enough to remain intriguing. This balance creates a magnetic pull, because when you are not an open book, people want to read between the lines. They want to understand the parts of you that you choose to keep silent. Your silence about certain things isn't emptiness, it's depth, and depth is rare. Your aura whispers a quiet message. I am whole even when I don't share everything. And that makes you endlessly fascinating. Sign 10. You make people better without saying a word. The most profound sign of an attractive aura is the way you elevate others, simply by being near them. You don't preach. You don't instruct. You don't push change on anyone. Yet, your presence inspires transformation. The Stoics believed in leading by example, not by shouting commands, but by living virtue so clearly that others cannot help but notice. When people are around you, they become calmer, more thoughtful, more disciplined, more honest. They remember the strength they forgot they had. You create an invisible standard, not through words, but through who you are. This influence is subtle, felt, not seen. It doesn't come from control, but from authenticity. And authenticity is magnetic. People want to be better, because you show what it means to be better. They want to rise, because your aura raises the room. This is the true power of presence, the ability to change the energy of a space, to shift moods, to inspire growth, without uttering a single word. As the Stoics remind us, true attractiveness is not born from fleeting approval, but from the mastery of oneself. When you cultivate calmness, discipline, and peace, you don't just attract people, you inspire them. You don't just command attention, you earn respect. And you don't just exist, you become a presence that changes the energy of every room. If you found value in this message, hit subscribe, smash the like button, and share this video with someone who needs to be reminded of their own power. Comment below, which of these signs do you see in yourself? Let's build a community of men and women who live with Stoic strength. Remember, the most magnetic aura is the one that shines from within, illuminated by self-control, integrity, and peace. So walk through this world with purpose, carry yourself with intention, and let your soul be the light that draws others, not because you seek their gaze, but because your presence is undeniable. Thank you for watching.